I don't know how to do it.
On Zoom, go down to the bottom where it says share screen, and then pull up your PowerPoint on, and then you should be able to share it.
What do I click on? It's got a bunch of things on here.
It literally says share screen. It's right next to chat.
I clicked that. It's saying like desktop 1, whiteboard, bunch of stuff like that.
So you should see your PowerPoint in that list. If you have your PowerPoint already pulled up.
Are you host yet?
Yeah,
I figured out how to do it from my office.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good.
What's that background?
It's a library.
All right, I'm sorry I let it slip. Yeah, I need to do better.
You're good, Mike. Appreciate you.
It's not letting me.
So do you have the PowerPoint pulled up already?
Yeah, but it's not letting me share the screen.
It should. You can email me the PowerPoint and I'll run the PowerPoint if you want. You can just tell me when to switch slides.
That's fine.
That works. Okay, here we go. So like I said, Jordan, just tell me when to switch slides. That's the wrong one, actually. I'll pull up just in PowerPoint. Thought I did. Oops, hold on one sec. Back. All right.
The film that I did was Pretty in Pink. You can switch it. The director of this film is Howard Deutsch. This film was his directorial debut. He has also directed films like Some Kind of Wonderful, The Great Outdoors, The Replacements, and My Best Friend's Girl. He has also directed episodes for television series like Tales from the Crypt, Melrose Place, American Horror Story Coven, American Horror Story Freak Show, and more recently Empire and Young Sheldon. You can skip it or Kit.
I should just real quick. Should also mention we haven't talked much in this class about the role of producers. Of course, producers of movies are usually the people who they're very much behind the scenes. You know, they usually come up with the ideas and concepts and things like that. I'm glad you pointed out that it wasn't directed by John Hughes. It actually had a different director. John Hughes was the producer. You guys probably know John Hughes from other films. The Breakfast Club is one of his famous ones. He also made Home Alone, the Home Alone franchise. So he was a very prolific producer in Hollywood during the 80s. So Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Maybe Desmond, if you're there, maybe here in a few minutes you can talk about Hughes because I know you know a lot about him from your discussion post.
Yeah.
But we'll let Jordan continue.
The star of this film is Molly Ringwald as Andy Walsh. She went on to star and guest star in many different films and television shows like For Keeps, Not Another Teen Movie, Different Strokes, The Facts of Life, Secret Life of the American Teenager, and more recently played Elle Evans's mother in the Kissing Booth trilogy on Netflix. Harry Dean Stanton plays Jack Walsh, Andy's father. He went on to also star in films such as The Godfather Part 2, Twin Peaks, Walk With Me, The Green Mile, and starred in Rango Avengers and Lucky before his death in 2017. You can go to the next one. John Cryer plays Ducky, Andy's friend. He went on to star and guest star in television shows like Family Guy, 2.5 Men, NCIS, and Will and Grace. Andrew McCarthy plays Blaine, Andy's love interest. He went on to star and guest star in television shows and films like Mannequin, Weekend at Bernie's, Mulholland Falls, Law and Order, Twilight Zone, and more recently, 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, John Cryer is Charlie Sheen's brother in 2.5 Men, if I recall.
The film is about Andy being an outcast at her school, and once Blaine, one of the popular kids at school, asks her out, she faces an even bigger struggle. I thought the film was good. I liked how the plot wasn't stereotypical or like cliche. And I liked how Andy didn't get with Ducky in the end because it would have been cliche if she would have gotten with him, because movies do this when the underdog gets the girl, and it's pretty cliche. I liked that even though Ducky didn't get with Andy, they were both happy in the end. And I also liked the soundtrack and the directing. Deutsch did a good job with the direction of the film and where to take it, and the soundtrack was very upbeat and very 80s.
Yeah, it sure was.
You can go to the next one. The questions. Do you think that Andy and Ducky should have been together? Why or why not?
Keegan, I know you had an opinion on this one.
I said, I know a lot of people said that they should have been together, but I feel like they shouldn't have because, you know, they was really good childhood friends. And I didn't want to, you know, jeopardize that friendship right there. Even though, and Andy didn't even feel the same way about Ducky. And Andy's father, like, even he was sitting back, I think, drinking a beer, and he was like, can't make someone love you. Either they do or they don't. And I think that was like a big part for Ducky. I think that was when he like kind of started to change and realize that. And hey, Ducky ended up, I think, in my opinion, getting the better looking girl. I think that girl at the end was better looking than Andy. But
Kaylee, I know you had an opinion too.
thought he just put in too much effort to just let her go. But I understand why he did it. He was kind of overbearing. But it would have just worked. He visited her father and he was there for her after she went with the other guy, and not a lot of other guys would have done that. So I think he was a really sweet dude, and I should have got the girl. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think he's a little overbearing. Like I couldn't see it happening in real life. Like I think I agree with you, Jordan. Kind of glad they didn't. Just because I think that would have been so over the top that it would have taken reality out of the movie. Made it a cliche almost. So I thought Ducky should have ended up with the older woman. That's what I thought. That's what my opinion was. That's what he needed. Andy's friend in the clothing store. She was very mesmerized by his kiss. So
Yeah, I was about to say. She said it lighted up her like her thighs or something like that.
yeah, you got to give John Cryer his due in this film. He put it like he made this character very believable. Um, he's a very good actor. I mean, he was good in 2.5 Men. I think he plays Lex Luthor in the Arrow CW DC verse too. So yeah, he's a very good actor.
Um, do you think that the soundtrack fit the vibe of the film?
Yes, it was straight 80s music. So it gives you the whole 80s vibe and the kids in high school, what they're into, what's popular, what they listen to.
I know you had an insight here, Olivia. Was it you, Olivia? I think it was on the discussion board. Is she over there today?
No.
No. Yeah, I think she said that the scene right before Andy goes back to the other guy. I think she said like the music, the lyrics of the song were kind of echoing almost like what she was thinking at that moment. So like even like the lyrics in the film are very telling as far as what characters' mental states are in any given scene and whatnot.
I know Ducky in the record store when he was singing that one song. I thought that was pretty good as pertaining to the character.
Yeah, that was pretty funny too.
Yeah, it was. He did a very good performance.
Yeah, they were just kind of sitting there like, what the hell? I, I I don't think anyone could have done a lip sync better than him in that.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Hugh. Like whenever we talk about like a John Hughes branded comedy, this is what he's known for, right? He's especially known for bringing out the 80s in his films. And in a way, the films are pretty timeless as well. You know, they're kind of, you know, they're kind of a relic of the 80s in a way, but in a way too, they're very timeless. That's something that we could probably talk a lot about today is 80s nostalgia. Like there's a lot of 80s nostalgia today. If you guys watch Stranger Things on Netflix, right, that whole show is built on 80s nostalgia. You see, you have like all the 80s music playing in that show. You see all these like movie posters for films from the 80s. Like that show kind of cashes in on 80s nostalgia. Like even stuff like a few years ago, Nintendo even like re-released the NES. That was like one of those hot ticket items that people were scalping for like $500. Like just because so many people who lived in the 80s played the original Nintendo. right? So they wanted it again. So 80s nostalgia is something of all the decades in the end of the 20th century, the 80s is the one, probably one of the most iconic. 70s was very cynical decade. The 90s, like even in my own opinion, like I think lots of different music and stuff took a dive in the 90s. I don't think the 90s was as cool as the 80s. And I was a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s. But you guys have any insights here? Like, have you noticed this sort of wave of 80s nostalgia and media? Do you yourself enjoy things from the 80s? '80s music.
I like the 80s just because it takes me back to my earliest memories, and my mom and stuff dancing around to that music. I like the 80s. I have good memories.
The 80s.
Were you a young kid in the 80s, Jessica?
Yeah. Yeah. I was about 5. I was born in 85, so I got about 5 years in the 80s, late 80s.
Yeah, I was born in '87, so I don't really remember a whole lot about
I'm older than you. Oh,
it.
oh my.
Somebody else gonna say something here?
I like 80s music.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. They don't make it like they used to.
What kind of bands and stuff do you guys like from the 80s?
Metallica, Bon Jovi. I love Ozzy Osbourne.
You're a heavy metal kind of guy, Keegan.
Yeah. People don't like that screaming, but I don't know.
I don't know if it was in the 80s, but that Walk Like an Egyptian.
Yeah,
Walk like an Egyptian. Yeah. Was that 80s?
yeah, I think so. No.
Yeah.
I heard somebody else that was it who else said they liked 80s music. I thought I heard somebody at Logan say so.
Myra said so.
Well, I said so, but I was like the first one.
What kind of bands and stuff do you like?
I like Billy Ocean and Hall and Oates and I don't know. I can't think of it.
Michael Jackson had a lot of
Mm,
hits in the 80s. Well, a couple Beat It. There's a few.
yeah, that was when he did the moon. What was the walk he did?
Yes, the Moonwalk.
Moonwalk, yeah.
Yeah, AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC. They were more 80s than 70s. Like Foreigner was another good band from the 80s. Duran Duran. We can't forget about Duran Duran.
Yeah, yeah. He was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, Duran Duran's probably my favorite 80s band.
Molly Ringwald plays Andy. What did you think of her performance in this film?
Yeah, she was a very prolific 80s actress. She was in all these different John Hughes films. And she was in 16 Candles, which is another classic. That'll probably be the one I do next semester. I'm kind of I kind of do these Hughes films in a cycle. But she's in that. She was in The Breakfast Club. She was almost like his muse. As far as this was actually, I think, the first time I've ever seen this film. Like, I put it on the list, but yeah, like I had never watched it before until now. My opinion, I'll see if what you guys think. My opinion was I didn't really buy her in this character. She's just too perfect to play like she's too perfect to play like the nerdy, like poor girl at school, right? Who's like making her own clothes and stuff. I just didn't buy her in the role. Like,
I agree. I don't think the name really fit her either. Like, I just don't think of her as an Andy, or just I think of her as Molly, I guess, because I just, you know.
Right.
But I feel like she needs more of like a preppy character, and I feel like she does play that better.
Yeah, that's what she played in The Breakfast Club. She
Yeah.
played like the princess archetype. Yeah, I just didn't completely buy her in that. She did what she could. She has good acting chops, but her vibe, I suppose, I just didn't. I didn't buy it for this character. Like, she's more like the other girls in class, the ones who like are bullying her and giving her a hard time. I'm like, yeah, she's more pristine than those girls. So like I wasn't even buying that. What the rest of you guys agree with us, or do you guys disagree? You think some of you guys think she nailed it?
I think she looks more preppy than the other girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she should already be in a clique or something. Like I don't know. Felt like what you said.
I like her older stuff, but I feel like the newer stuff that she's in, she doesn't do as good of a job as she used to. Like, sometimes she'll pop up in TV shows that I watch and it cringes me.
I don't think I've seen much new stuff she's been in.
She's in The Secret Life of American Teenager. That's a horrible show, but I don't like her acting in it at all.
That whole show is terrible. So bad.
What's that show about?
It's so bad.
It's really bad. It's not a good TV show, but I feel like it's something every young girl watched growing up. It's just about teenagers and teen pregnancy and high school, and it's just a teen show.
What's she playing that, like a mom character or
Yes,
something?
she plays the main mom.
Yeah, she kind of took a nosedive for a while after the 80s. She kind of quit acting. I guess these films she was in the 80s were all such big hits. She could almost like semi-retire when she was in her 20s. I think it's only been fairly recent that she's came back and took on some more roles. She kind of got burned out, I think. And going back to your first question, Jordan, I was reading up the script of the movie did have Andy and Ducky getting together, but it was Molly Ringwald was who demanded that they change the script to make her get with I forget the preppy guy's name, but she made them change the script where she got with him instead. So it depends what you all think about that. If you think those two are a good match, but it was her who pulled the strings and actually got them to change the scripts for that ending. What did y'all think of that ending? Did you guys buy it? Did you guys think that this guy was actually genuine and being apologetic for not wanting her because she's poor or whatever? Do you guys think she was right to give him a second chance?
I think he was genuine because he despised the way his brother treated his girlfriend.
Say that again.
I think he was genuine because you could tell that he despised the way his brother talked to his girlfriend and treated her.
Right. Yeah, they showed scenes of him like sitting around in his room by himself, like kind of brooding. Like he played like a broody type pretty well. Like he could tell it was like bothering him and whatnot. But so the rest of y'all think that this was a good pairing, or he was genuine, or do you think that this was forced on the viewer? Was it you, Jordan, who said it was forced? Was it you who said that?
I said that I didn't want them to be together.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, I don't think Andy and Ducky were good, but I don't think she was good for that guy either. Yeah, like I felt like their romance was kind of forced. I guess they did have good chemistry. I think that whole I don't want you to.
Maybe she was just doing it to prove a point. Maybe she really didn't want to be with him, but was just proving a point to all the preppy girls and rich kids that she could have him if she wanted him.
That's interesting, Jessica. You think she was just trying to make a social statement?
Maybe I mean, you could, yeah. I mean, that's something I would do, just shut them down so they quit talking about me and stuff.
Yeah, that's I guess that's sort of a cynical way of looking at it, but I think that makes sense. Like that could be why she sticks with him in the end. She goes.
I mean, to go to prom, to show up with him at prom, and I just think maybe that was in the back of her mind, just being a female.
Yeah, she makes the remark that she's still going to prom because she doesn't want that bunch of kids to
Exactly.
to humiliate her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did any of you think that the plot was cliche?
No.
I mean, I guess you've got a lot of movies and films out there that's got that kind of same plot to it.
The question is, though, did this movie invent the cliche? Yeah, like how many other films had this sort of like teenage drama plot line before this one?
Oh, well, yeah, true.
I can't really think of many. The 80s was when these like teenage.
Wasn't there a movie called, I know it's in number 5, but Brat Pack, isn't there a movie called that? What, didn't it have a sort of a plot like that?
I'm not sure, Jessica. I don't know. I don't know about that movie. If there is one, I'll
there
Google it
is.
real quick.
I think there is a movie named Brat Pack. It had a bunch of kids, teenagers.
Yeah, from 1994.
Yeah. Oh, well, the 90s.
Yeah, you guys just think of like all the different like teenage dramas from the 80s and maybe early 90s. Like Stand By Me is another one. That's another Stephen King dramedy sort of film. Just like we talked about Shawshank, right? That's another like odd story that he did. That's not very reminiscent of his other stuff. Lost Boys was very much I mean, that was a horror film, and that was very much a teenage drama in a way too. Like the whole romance plot between Star and the older brother, right? Breakfast Club is very similar.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Even something like Revenge of the Nerds or something, right? You know, that's also a similar type of story. So if it is cliche, maybe that's my suggestion. Maybe it did invent it. Maybe it invented the cliche. Romantic comedy sell, right? Romantic comedy sell. Maybe it is a very formulaic genre, but they sell movie tickets. So you know, on date nights, right? Sometimes those guys have to go to the rom-coms, right? So they do sell tickets. What other romantic comedies do you guys like? Since we're kind of talking about this genre. You guys think of any titles?
Trying to look some up. Was the original Footloose? Like, was that?
Yeah, I would say that's a romantic comedy. Yeah, another one from the 80s.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing, right? That's another good.
Oh, that's a great movie. Yes, Dirty Dancing.
Um, this movie was one of the many films to feature the Brat Pack. It's a group of child actors that appear together in these type of coming of age films in the 80s. Who, in your opinion, would be the Brat Pack of the new generation?
What's your answer to your own question here, Jordan?
I don't really know. I can't really think of any people.
I would say probably the Stranger Things kids. Right? They're very much like, I don't know if any of you guys in here watch that show, but those kids have all become very popular actors. Like I think a couple of them were also in the It films.
What about like the Twilight Saga movies?
Yeah, Kristen Stewart and
Yeah,
and
Team whatever and whatever.
the new Batman guy, right? Robert Pattinson.
I think you're right. Stranger Things kids. That was a good fit.
Yeah, like the girl who plays 11, right? She's in all kinds of stuff now. Like I think you guys are going to see her career. I think she's going to have a very good career for a long time still.
Yes, she is. She's busy.
I think a similar group could be just the child actors who were on Disney.
Right? Those Disney Channel shows. Name us some shows here. Hannah Montana, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesse.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Say that again.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
What was the other one called? That's So Raven. I think that was one. Hold on a second, guys. I'm getting interrupted as I said I would. Give me just one moment.
Is Will, you here today? Is William here?
No, he's not here.
No, he's not here today. We miss him when he's not.
I know.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince Will to sign up for another class with me next semester.
He loves this class.
I enjoy them.
Mr. Yeager,
Yeah,
why are you the Burger King guy?
that's just me and the Burger King guy are one and the same. So.
I was just wondering.
Good answer.
That's what I aspire to be in life.
Okay.
Just the Burger King guy. That sort of creepy awkwardness that he puts out, right? That's me.
Tell me what your dad thought about the impossible.
I'm Googling other romantic comedies.
That's what I was doing.
Chicken.
Let's see what we come up with. What was the movie from like the early 2000s about like all the cheerleaders and stuff?
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Some good movies.
Yeah, that's another one I can think of right off the top of my head.
Oh, and Mean Girls, that movie Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too.
There was another one that had Emma Stone in it. What was that one? She's of course in Superbad, but what was the other one I'm thinking of? Easy A.
Easy A.
Yeah.
She was in that Crazy Stupid Love too.
Yeah. Just yeah. So here's a wild story for you guys. I have a theory that I'm distantly related to Emma Stone. Okay, here's why. So like back in like 50s or 60s, like my grandfather, like he kind of like took off on my grandmother and moved to Arizona, and he had kids out there, and well, Emma Stone grew up in Arizona, and her mother's maiden name's Yeager. So put two and two together there, right? I always joke around that she's my long lost cousin. So
She could be.
I believe it.
guys, I think we'll call it a little early today. I don't want to be well, I have people in my house here. I don't want to be rude, so I think we'll call it a little early today. So we'll see you guys after the break.
Hey,
Remember,
Mr. Yeager,
okay.
your Logan campus, we all went to the movies together last night.
What is it?
Your Logan campus, we went to the movies last night.
Oh yeah, what'd y'all see?
There's
Antlers. I
Yeah.
saw that one. What'd you all think?
it was pretty good.
I liked it.
It was a little gory.
I was mediocre.
Really? I thought it was a good creature feature, bro. Because whenever he turns around towards the end and you see that,
It was silly, like the way the face was hanging on.
I thought it
was
was scary, bro. I thought it was so cool. I don't like that we missed like the first 5 minutes of the movie. We were a little late. So we don't know like what happened in the main beginning. But we wish it would have like showed more of the lore than what it did.
What'd y'all think about like the coal mining, the plot, mise en scene in it?
I thought that was pretty dope. I thought it was like, I don't know, man. I can't get that. Like the one scene, because I jumped bad during the movie theater, was whenever that cop first walks to the shed.
Oh yeah, and it like pops in and grabs him or whatever.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Yeah, that made me jump pretty bad.
Yeah, I finally saw the new Venom movie too. I finally
That was
went.
good.
Finally went after like a month.
That was a really good movie.
You got us watching movies that you haven't assigned.
I know, right? Yeah, people say that this class forever corrupts them after. So
I believe so.
we'll see what you all think after the class, but I've heard as much. But you guys remember you have your sequel, prequel, remake papers due up soon. As long as you get those to me by early next week, I'm good. I think I said Friday, but you guys can take it through early next week to get those in.
Thank you.
Yeah, you need the time. So I'm buried under such a big mountain of papers right now anyway that it would be till late next week till I get to them. So yeah, take your time, get them in sometime early next week. Okay. And we'll call it there for the day though. So we'll see you guys after break. You guys enjoy.